It's Fluffy with one final video before the end of spring break. This one I had a lot of fun playing because I got to play as Eagle. And I said that I've said in many of my prior videos you will definitely need a lot of anti-air if you're going to attack into airport's reinforcement range. It didn't happen this game, but it does still show the need for anti-air, which is why I want to show this. Now we are playing with the Live League rules, and it is ranked. So I said I wanted a Fog Live game, and SonjaTheSuperior, or Master of Math if you prefer, picked the map and the tier. So I went with Eagle, because of course I would go Eagle. Before I begin, I'm going to change the direction I am facing to the left, and change the direction Black Hole is facing to the right. Okay, let's begin. So, start with the neutral base capture, of course. Master of Math went to capture both the base and the airport. I decided, instead of going for the airport, I will instead go for the forward properties because I want to get the income as soon as possible. I'm only slowing myself down for one turn, but I will make that up with this capture chain. It will be better in the long run. I was expecting a day 3 recon because of Max, but perhaps we all have our own play styles. I probably would have gotten an early recon if I'm going aggressive. In this case, I choose to... Oh, I did not get a day... Oh no, it's day 3. It's day 4 where I choose to get a recon. Because day 4 recons are typically for vision rather than harassment. Anyway, because I chose to skip the airport just for a little while, none of my infantry have cannibalized on each other's captures yet. And if we look at where my opponent's infantry is, it's almost as if I am ahead on half a turn ahead on this property, this property, this property, this property, and only half a turn behind on this property here. So being ahead on 4 properties and being behind on 1 property sounds like definitely worth it to skip the airport for half a turn, like for 1 turn. I also decide to get a recon, day 4, get vision. So as you can see, the same captures that I had in my prior turn, except this one also started half a turn earlier than mine. Double recon on day 5. Okay. That's perfectly fine to build double recon. And because I was expecting a day 3 recon, I'm still wondering where's the tanks? Where's the recons? I haven't seen any yet. So I decide to base skip for a tank. Now being 1k down in income because I skipped the airport means that I have to base skip for it. But I think it's fine because I am going to be making that up with an extra 2k income next turn. What? Did I count that right? Who knows? All I know is I'm ahead on most captures as of this point, so I feel great about that decision. Send my tank in. I I wanted to protect my bottom properties because I definitely want to capture these three. I know I won't be able to contest Max up here. So, I'm still going to try, but I highly doubt I would get either of these two properties. A tank chain? Because tank chains are amazing. Okay. Go for this capture. And I had enough money to build a battlecopter without base skipping, so I do. I do like my battlecopters, even more so as Eagle, but I like them in general. Shift my recon around just to get some vision. At this point, I'm not sure if Max hidden a recon in these woods. Probably not, if it's going to be that early. But I'm cautious of stepping in these woods. I don't want to get shot down by a tank. Especially if I get trapped on the road with a Max tank, that's guaranteed to be killed. I don't see a recon over here. So, as I said, I'm going to try for it anyway, even though I don't expect to take anything. Shifting my recon down again to alternate between the comm towers for vision. So I see that I know Max has not begun capturing this yet. Recon gets a shot on my infantry and almost kills it completely. And I think... yeah, that was a bad idea. I probably should not have done it. So I decide to retreat. Somehow even though the recon attacked my infantry, I thought maybe they didn't see anyone walk into this forest and maybe I could just sit here. I considered double attacking this property, but I realized I did not have my comm tower, which means I have a 0% chance of killing this infantry completely, so I decided not to attack. And who knows, maybe, just maybe they didn't see someone walk into this forest despite a recon being nearby. Possibly, most definitely saw it. But just maybe, who knows. Got a second recon because I intend to move my recon south to provide vision for my tanks. So a second recon would watch the top. And artillery. Some people saying artillery is a trap, a beginner trap against Max, because Max power, comm tower, one-shots artillery. I like artillery, I'm building it anyway. And because I moved my recon down to support the bottom side, I was able to spot this recon and take a shot at it with my tank. And move a second tank in range to cover my first tank. I was a little wary of the anti-air, like I did not know if there's an anti-air here or not. There probably isn't, considering that my two tanks only got so far. But I moved my copter down one tile instead of sitting on the city. I just felt a little safer there. You can never be too cautious against Max when you're playing as Eagle. More B-copters, more artillery. Okay. Recon retreats, and Master of Math probably knew that it's pretty obvious that my strong side is on the bottom, considering that's where my tank went. So, wisely pulled back and continued the attack on the top where I don't have my forces. And now there's 3 tanks covering this area. When you're playing in fog, best to keep the army in one spot, because if I redirected a tank up there and split my forces evenly, it would be killed by these 3 tanks. And an anti-air. A nice day. Is that a day 9? Yeah, that's a day 9 anti-air. Definitely respecting the copters. I moved my second recon up here for vision. I see the comm tower is captured. I actually think I used the damage calculator and determined that the comm tower was captured, but I don't quite remember if I actually did that. No, I remember. I checked and saw that either the recon got a high roll or the comm tower was captured, but that wouldn't make sense because I just saw the comm tower wasn't when the recon attacked. Okay. I built a medium tank. I'm expecting a lot of light tanks from Max. And I know that if my medium tank is on the road, Max tanks can still blow it down with the light tanks. I've seen it happen before, many times. But this time, I intend to use my medium tanks to attack only from either properties or forests if possible. And I definitely wouldn't send it so far out if Max is about to use power. Still, medium tank will still zone out most light tanks, and even if it gets destroyed, it will likely damage a lot of light tanks in the process, so I think it's a good buy. I'm about to lose this property. I'm fine with that. No point in trying to contest against an early game Max. Alright. The comm tower, well not comm tower, the lab is being captured. And I do not like that. And the reason I don't like that is if we reach the 30-day limits as part of the rules of Live League, whichever side has more properties will win automatically. And that includes comm towers. If I'm wrong about this, blame Go7. I decide to try to capture this. Maybe move my recon into this forest? Definitely not a good idea, but it's just one recon. I'm fine with losing one recon. And I decide to form a defensive line, double up my artillery here like you would double up your rooks. And this recon actually has vision on my first artillery. So this isn't as good of a... not as good of a trap as it could have been. Not really a trap, but not as good of a defense as it could have been. I decide to sit on this comm tower, maybe to cover this. Although at this point I really shouldn't expect to capture this. More battlecopters. I want more. I'm down in unit count. I want more unit count. I get an anti-air of my own. Eagle anti-airs are very strong because they can attack twice during lightning strike, which means 2 copter kills. Also, I said before in one of the Eagle mirrors that I do not like copter on copter violence because the counter attack hurts my copters a lot. I prefer my copters attacking tanks where they will take little counter attack. The main advantages of copters is to not take so much counter attack damage when they fight. So why send them against other copters? Let your anti-airs do the job. I lose my recon, I lose my recon. And I see these two tanks and I think, alright, next turn my copters are going in. I am expecting an anti-air, but I don't expect two anti-airs. And that makes all the difference in why I chose to why I will choose to attack next turn. Trap the infantry. So I am expecting one anti-air, but I'm not expecting two. That's why I decided to go in for this attack. I will kill off two tanks in the process. Move my medium tank close to this so it can cover everything. And then shift my artillery in. Unfortunately, the artillery does not have the movement to cover the tank and the copter. Still worth it to me in my opinion. I was hoping that there was no recon in this forest to see my medium tank move across the HQ. Fortunately there wasn't, but it was definitely a possibility that a recon in this forest would have the vision to see my HQ. As for the infantry here, there's no way I can capture it. So instead of capturing it, I decide the best choice is to simply damage my opponent's infantry. Because these infantry are not escaping anyway. This one might, that's why I decide to pull back with him. And more Boopter spam. I like to boop, and I like these battlecopters. I'm gonna call them Boopters. Because they will fly in and then boop. I lose one battlecopter, that's fine. I was expecting one anti-air. Tank moves into range of my artillery, I'm happy about that. That means I trade one tank for one tank. And my medium tank gets a nice place to sit on the comm tower during the max power. If an infantry tries to sit on it, my artillery will clear it. So that being said, I do lose a lot of infantry during this turn. And my kill-death ratio is not that great. I was checking and I believe I was behind around 8 to 10 kills. Don't really remember. But the only reason why my unit count doesn't look that bad, despite still looking very bad, is because I've been Boopter spamming. So hopefully the Boopter spam pays off. Artillery manages to kill the tank. I clear the infantry from the comm tower, then sit on the comm tower with my medium tank. This way I know Max will probably not be able to capture my comm tower anytime soon. Even max superpower tanks would have difficulty with a medium tank if it's on a 3 terrain star tile. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes I don't get the kill. I decide to kill off this infantry and hide in the woods with my other one. Now what to do with these two infantry capturing my properties? Well, I look at this one and I think, it's on the front line, it's taking up a tile, maybe I should choose not to interrupt it so that a Master of Math will capture it, and by capturing it, Master of Math will not use it as a defensive terrain tile and cannot use it as a tile to attack one of my units from. So ultimately I decide to let this capture go for that purpose. Move anti-air in the forest, I want to keep it safe. Max has a superpower, so I wanted to protect my battlecopters, so I pull it back and group my Boopters together, and the 3 of them will jump out and boop them when they come in. I also noticed that all my light tanks are dead, and I will need something against anti-airs, so I built two tanks and one recon. I built a lot of recons in preparations for the superpower. Also because recons also benefit from lightning strike, so we can clear a bunch of infantry and perhaps bring the kill-death ratio back on my side. Max Blast. If we take a look at the number of anti-airs, definitely building more than one, which is more than what most people would build. One-shots artillery. This is why some people think artillery is a trap, is a beginner mistake against Max. But this is on terrain, so I'm sure it's fine. Anti-air moves in. Okay, that's one anti-air where I know it's standing on a plains tile, which is nice. As of right now, my plan is to protect all my battlecopters and focus down the anti-air so my boopters can boop everything without any punishment for booping. Other anti-air moves into this forest. Now I know where two anti-airs are. My anti-air, no! And strangely enough, I didn't see any battlecopters despite expecting them. Otherwise, they probably would have targeted my medium tank or something. I would expect them to target my medium tank. Still, now it's my turn. I have a lightning strike, and I'm thinking I need my medium tank to knock out both anti-airs. Now, because Max got the extra 10% from the superpower being active, my medium tank will not one-shot anti-airs on planes, even with the comm tower. However, I know one anti-air is in the forest, which just so happens to be in range of this artillery. You see, the artillery is not a trap against Max. I'm telling you, it's worth it. So first, I clear off... Well, I do other stuff first, but I clear off this infantry. Now I have a path for the medium tank to attack the anti-air. Now I just need vision for it. My 1 HP anti-air, which hasn't been killed, could spot it, but a tank is in the way. So I kill off that tank. Get up the vision, artillery, medium tank, kills the first anti-air. Now that's one of them dead. And now for the lightning strike. Because now I have my 10% firepower from the super, my medium tank can now one-shot the second anti-air. So first, artillery and Boopter boops the tank dead. The 1 HP anti-air that was used for vision again, spots the other anti-air, destroys it. That's 2 anti-air dead. Now I'm very confident in my counterattack, because I think I'm uncontested. I didn't get the kill for either of these. Hey. Boom, boop, kaboom. Sit in the forest for vision, interrupt this capture. Kills this infantry and also lines myself up to capture my property back. And at the end of my lightning strike, I look at the KD. I'm still down in the KD quite a bit. Let's take a look at that. I killed 19 units and I lost 25. The only reason why my unit count looks so close is because of the Boopters. However, I also look at the damage dealt. Well, the damage dealt isn't what it's shown on Advanced Wars by Web. They only count the numbers we killed. But regardless, I still definitely killed higher value units than I lost. So I do not believe Master of Math has the firepower to keep fighting, especially so close to my bases where I'm at about 2 turns reinforcements, whereas there's 3 turns of movement necessary to reach my lines. So, and at this retreat, I thought, alright, it's time to pursue. They probably don't have a lot of units nearby. I'm still worried about my medium tank because it's a medium tank. I'm going to protect it. I begin recapturing this. I decide to pursue just to clear out what I can, trying to get back my unit count. I attack from the bottom side to be as far away as possible. Now I'm back, well, it's still 3 turns to walk to this tile, but 1 more tile and I'm 2 turns from my base. And now the kill-death ratio looks so much nicer. I'm still behind in the KD, but definitely more in the unit count because of all these Boopters. And there's 3 anti-airs built because of my Boopter spam. Like I said, you definitely need a lot of anti-air. And a lot more than 1, that's for sure. And also a triple tank to follow the anti-airs. I recapture my property, and I decide to continue pursuing my enemies that are fleeing, but only the ones on the corners where it's still 3 to 4 turns reinforcement from the base. Going here is 2 turns of reinforcement from the base, so I decide instead to target this infantry, which I know I saw it move up into this forest. I know there's 2 infantry here. I decide to go after the closer one to be safe. I also decide to start capturing this lab. Like I said, at the end of day 30, whoever has more properties wins, and if I'm wrong about that, blame Go7. More Boopters. No one interrupted. Guess it's mine. And now that it's mine, run away. We don't have to protect this anymore. I am planning to capture this property. And as for the reason why I'm sending some infantry down here, it's because if infantry starts capturing my properties, I don't want to have to send my recon out there to interrupt it. I'd rather use infantry of my own to interrupt these captures, should they happen. Sit on the property just for vision. Right, recon attacks my infantry. I was expecting that. Didn't really see much happen in this turn, because most things are out of my vision. The main thing I saw was recons kill my infantry, and a tank showed up here. I still try to capture it anyway. They didn't see anyone walk into this forest, I hope. I realize that tank can still attack my infantry from this tile, but maybe... No, it's the only way they can attack. Anyway, I moved all my Boopters over here, just preparing to intercept an attack. And I built a bomber. I like bombers as well. I like my air units in general, because they don't require a base to build. Artillery survives! Oh no, my capture is interrupted. I see 1 anti-air attacks my recon. Second anti-air, I saw it with this recon here. This anti-air movement got spotted by my recon. So that's 3 anti-airs that I counted so far. 4 anti-air, I saw it with this recon. my opponent has at minimum 4 anti-air, and 3 of them is up here. Now you know me, I'm a coward. I'm not going to attack, I'm going to run away. I decide to keep my lab and just focus on the weaker recons and infantry here. I also, because of my attack on the lab, I did see the bomber with my recon and decided to move my medium tank outside of bomber range. I also decided to retreat over here. I'm hoping nobody saw someone walk into this forest, and I intend to keep it that way, so I decided not to move my infantry from the forest. I also moved my Boopters away. And I instead decided to prepare for a fight down here. Anti-air moves in, attacks recon, recon dies. Sees a lot of my Boopters. That's the second anti-air I saw. Tank goes in, tank kills my recon kills my artillery. Using anti-air to kill my tank. Alright, well at least this anti-air is pretty exposed, I can knock it out. And I look at the powers and I think superpower's coming. And with the bomber flying around, if my medium tank, it killed 2 anti-airs and damaged the tank already. It has earned itself back. I should let it go. Knock out an anti-air. It will do its job once more of protecting my Boopters. And so I decide to go in and brace for the attack. Boopter go out. Tank knocks out recon. No more vision from this one. Medium tank goes in, one-shots anti-air. That's 1 anti-air of the 4 that I saw killed. I see a path to attack to kill off the second anti-air, so I go for it. 2 tanks kill the second anti-air, so that's 2 of the 4 anti-air that I saw that I have defeated. Which means I should send my battlecopters in, because chances are they don't have that much more anti-air. I also noticed that neither recons, the one over here, nor the one I killed over here, had the vision to see my bomber. So, move my bomber back. It's still in position to bomb any anti-air that attacks my Boopters. And it's also far away enough that most likely this recon would not spot it. So I think this is a very nice spot for the bomber. And I decide to build a fighter to deal with the Max bomber. Because who knows, maybe Max has other battlecopters that my anti-air can target. It's a base kit for the fighter, but I think it's worth it. I also like my fighters. Here's the Max Blast again. That means I know I will get my superpower. So despite the fighter being all the way back, it actually has the movement to... It might even have the movement to hit the bomber for all the way from airport. Yeah, it has the movement to go all the way here with Lightning Strike. But of course, the bomber's going for my medium tank. That's what I expected the bomber was for. Alright, still no vision on my bomber, so that's good. 1 anti-air is up here. Okay. Okay, this was bad, but it also means it's within 1 turn of my reinforcement range. So it's not that bad to have taken this shot. I lose another copter. Alright, that's 2 anti-air. I don't see any more. Oh, and this attack over here, I thought it was a tank that killed it at first, but I guess not. Here's the bomber, as expected, kills my medium tank. But my remaining Boopters are still alive. Okay, so now I decide I want my bomber to bomb 2 anti-airs if possible, which means if I bomb from the road tile, it's probably not going to hit another anti-air because it's too far away from the center, so I should clear this tank and bomb from this tile. Boop. I sack the infantry. The defense from the power means that my bomber is not guaranteed to one-shot the anti-air. Even sacking the infantry would not guarantee it, but it's almost certain I will get the kill because of the boop. Well, the sacrifice of the infantry, I mean. Kill off this tank so I can attack from the grass tile. Kills off 1 anti-air. I don't have the movement to kill that anti-air, which is unfortunate. Boop. Kill off this tank, so next turn, well not next turn, lightning strike, I can attack the anti-air. And Recon's getting a lot of stuff done. I move my fighter to prepare to attack the bomber. Boop. Boop. I built 2 tanks because my medium tank is gone. I definitely need some vehicles capable of taking out the anti-airs. And now for the lightning strike. First things first, I see this anti-air here, and I want my bomber to attack. I do not know if anything is in this forest, so I scout it with my fighter. There was an infantry in the forest. Alright, I scout this forest. No one's there, so I sit on it. Kill off this tank. The extra 10% from firepower from my powers guaranteed to do 1 damage to this infantry, so I save my comm tower. Boop. Kill off this anti-air with a tank and anti-air. I see no copters, so might as well send my anti-air forward. Plus I have a fighter to deal with any potential copters. Boop. Kill off the infantry. Bomber kills the second anti-air. So that's 3 anti-airs I killed off this turn. Okay. Boop. Tank survives, so I kill it with infantry. Then, boop. Kills off tank. Now, looking at this, I think this tank does not have the movement to cover this city. Which means now I can start capturing it with the infantry I kept here. And I get 3 more infantry. I lose my anti-air again, but that's fine. It did its job. Well, what could have been its job. Bomber survives. Turns out, even against max day-to-day, the extra defense from the superpower means that my bomber is pretty durable. Lose my tanks over here. Lose 1 of my recons, but it's fine, I have a second one. It's fine, the second one still survived. And still more anti-air. And I decide, alright, the kill-death ratio says I have destroyed a lot more in value than I lost in value. So I decide to pursue the tanks. They probably don't have a lot of anti-air anyway, considering I destroyed a lot of them. So, kill off this infantry, bomb this tank, kill off the only anti-air that I see, and then I begin booping. Boop. Kill off the tank. This battlecopter actually ran out of ammo, so I decided to target the infantry instead. Boop. Boop. All my battlecopters are running low on ammo. This one has none, this one has one, this one has two, and this one has three. So these boopters are really earning their value here. I didn't know what to do with this fighter, so I just decided maybe I can use it as a blocker. Not sure what it will block or how. Well, of course it's going to try to block anti-air, but not really going to. Well, the tile I'm sitting right here is still within the 3rd reinforcement range, so the anti-air can just go around the fighter. But don't know what else to do with it, so just move it up front. Why not? Second medium tank. First one did very well, knocking it out a total of 3 anti-airs. So maybe the second medium tank will also do a lot. Plus, I have recaptured this city, which means if I'm Eagle, I can stall. If I just hold the front lines for 8 more days, well, 7 more days. No, 8, because I have to include this day. Then it's a victory because I have more properties than my opponents because of this lab I captured, which will be the tiebreaker. But the game ended here. And my kill-death ratio was finally positive after I went in and booped all those tanks and this infantry. I'm curious, how much anti-air did my opponent build? I'm not sure what this means actually. Oh, 12 anti-air builds. That's how much anti-air was necessary to fight my... I only built 7? Still... definitely still spammed a lot of boopters. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with this. Plus, I get to show another video where people don't build enough anti-air. Of course, there was actually a lot of anti-air. Some might even consider it anti-air spam. But it was still not enough. You can never have enough anti-air. I definitely do believe that my decision to skip the airport to be effectively half a turn ahead on 4 properties, while half a turn behind on 1 property here, was definitely the right play, because it means I was almost a full half a turn ahead of my opponent. For just a slight delay in it only costed me 1k in funds from that delayed airport. Definitely very extended too during the power turns. I think this map does favor Eagle, considering that usually the contested properties that change hands would be on the sides, and Max likes to bully people out of the center so he can front shift. But the thing about this map is the rough terrain and the bridges here make it very difficult to attack on the sides. Like this property, that's 4 turns from my opponent, and admittedly it is 3 turns from my base, but it's still very close to me. These properties over here are 2 turns from my base and 3 turns from my opponent. So it's very easy to overextend. There's probably only these 2 properties that are really contested, of which I didn't really face much pressure into defending them. But that was this game. That will probably be the last video of Advanced Wars by Web for this spring break. I might still have some Puyo videos, but much less of me talking. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye. Goodbye.